Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yeah, also, he transgresseth by wine, his philosophies such as colonialism and such. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all peoples. And as you can see, these U.S. Edomites and these Russian Edomites and these Moabites, but mainly the Edomites, they don't stay at home. And just like in Panama and Africa with its resources, they enlarge their desire. Uh, his desire is hell and is as death, and he cannot be satisfied because he just wants more and more. And now they're even talking about mining asteroids in space, which there's enough resources on this planet, so why do they need to do that? And as he gathers to him all nations and peoples, that's with Africa, because Africa is a continent with many nations in it, as well as Central and South America. And he's just gathering all these peoples together for his own economic benefits and political power as well. Alright. The following month, Trump added Chad, his country's devoted counterterrorism partner, to the list of countries whose citizens are banned from entering the U.S., keeping in mind that Africa has 22 Muslim majority countries. The U.S. government is divesting from any long-term diplomatic vision in Africa and is instead increasingly thrusting further into the military path. The U.S. military push does not seem to be part of a comprehensive policy approach either. It is as alarming as it is erratic, reflecting the U.S. constant over-reliance on military solutions to all sorts of problems, including trade and political rivalries. Compare this to Russia's strategic approach to Africa, reigniting, remember that, old camaraderie with the continent. Russia is following China's strategy of engagement, or in this case, re-engagement, through development and favorable trade terms. But unlike China, Russia has a wide-ranging agenda that includes arms exports. They're Edomites and war lovers, after all, which are replacing U.S. weaponry in various parts of the continent. For Moscow, Africa also has untapped and tremendous potential as a political partner that can bolster Russia's standing at the UN. Aware of the evident global competition, some African leaders are now laboring to find new allies outside the traditional Western framework, which has controlled much of Africa since the end of traditional colonialism decades ago. A stark example was the late November visit by Sudan's President Omar al-Bashir to Russia and his high-level meeting with President Vladimir Putin. We have been dreaming about this visit for a long time, al-Bashir told Putin, and we are in need of protection from the aggressive acts of the United States. I'm going to get my next scripture. Ezekiel 38, 2 through 7. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them, and say, Thus saith the Lord Most High, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And those lands of Gog and Magog, back in the days, the ancient times, were ruled by the people of Japhet, but and you can see that those lands of Russia today were called Gog and Magog, but when Esau got in there, he started calling himself the Russians, so now they're known as Gog and Magog in this future prophecy. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, reigniting old camaraderies, and I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen, and all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckler and shields, all of them handling swords, giving those weapons trades and to Africa to counteract U.S. weapon trades. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, and Ethiopia and Libya are African countries, so definitely if Russia plans to stay there for a while, they're going to be breaking bread and selling weapons to them as well. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And as it's stated here, Russia's going back to its old Soviet ways and being a guard unto those countries, since the Sudanese president said, "We are in need of protection from the aggressive acts of the United States." The coveted protection includes Russia's promised involvement in modernizing the Sudanese army, helmets, bucklers, shields, and horsemen. Wary of Russia's African outreach, the U.S. is fighting back with the military stratagem and little diplomacy. The ongoing U.S. mini-war on the continent will push the continent further into the abyss of violence and corruption, which may suit Washington well, but will bring about untold misery to millions of people. There is no question that Africa is no longer an exclusive Western turf to be exploited at will, but it will be many years before Africa and its 54 nations are truly free